thought I'd take advantage of the nice weather, since it's not raining for a change, and I'd run through the items which I've been buying over the course of the past like 2 weeks, which will be going on the car, which, you know, you'll see that later on. So yeah, I'll start with this box, because I've already started to undo this one. I thought I might as well record it. So this one is literally, because I've been having issues with the oil light flashing on the car, I thought what would be a good idea would be, there's a really common issue with the AGU engine is the pickup pipe. So we've got a new pickup pipe, O-ring, and the bolt, just one bolt. I'm sure there's supposed to be two. Oh, 2 bolts. I'm going to put them back in the bag. Okay, so the next one, need a knife for this one. This one is an oil filter, because we're going to need to drop the oil out. Leading on from the last one, which was the oil filter, gone for actual oil. Oh, 3 things. Oh, a minute. So this time, like last, gone for liquid Moly. The car seems to run really well with it in. It's nice and smooth at the moment, so I've literally just gone for more of the same. So because the sump on a Mk4 Golf doesn't have a gasket in there, I've gone for some liquid gasket. So this one's come from Forge Motorsport. I'll be careful with this one, I don't want to touch anything. Okay. So got a new 3-inch tip, which is the turbo intercooler pipe, TIP. That'll go on, not yet, this will be for a future video, but I thought while I was there. Okay, these me onto the last box. This one I'm a little bit excited about. Forge. Okay. What could it be inside? What could it be? It is some Baffled Sump. Okay, so I'm just going to nip down to my mate's house and grab the ramps for the car. Safety first. So here we are underneath, and we are literally going to be undoing each one of these bolts all the way through. There's a couple of bolts on the bell house, which I think one is 1, 2, 3, and from the underneath I've got a few more. So the hex shaped ones we can see there, all the way down to the end. couple on the very end. And then there's a couple, if I can get the torch on. There's a couple up there, and up there. So I'm going to need to get the long reach on that. Is it that one or that one? That one maybe? I don't know. I'll have to get a torch on and have a look. We need to undo this thing. This is the oil return. I have got a gasket for that. It came this morning, fortunately, because I'd forgotten about it. And then the whole thing should come off. We can have a look at that pickup pipe. Yeah, this is looking rusty. Jesus. Every time. And just so we keep that flow of our oil nice and fluid and not glugging, I've just removed the oil cap, which gives us a nice constant flow of oil then. So it looks like we've stopped dripping oil for at least a minute. So I'm just going to throw the sump plug back in so it's not dripping all over the place. I'm trying to take it off. But I did get a torch so I can have a quick look. There we go. So let me see. Oh, I saw it then. There it is. So up that gap there, 1 and 2 and 3. They all need to come out. Oh, and 4. They all need to come out and be torqued up. When I was talking about these bolts that are recessed up there, one thing worth noting is that my car has got the solid flywheel and clutch conversion from the VR6, the Mark III VR6. Yeah, and if you haven't got that, the dual mass flywheel that lives in the bell house needs to be moved. You need to turn the engine, you need to crank the engine on the pulley at the bottom. You need to crank it a little bit, and there are cutouts within the flywheel which will line up. So you need to do one, crank it a little bit, do the next, crank it a little bit, do the next, and you'll be able to get them undone. And I've just had a quick look online because I couldn't find the answer easily in the Haynes manual, which is pretty typical, to be fair. And the bolt settings are 30 newton meters. So they're not massively tight. So I'm going to crack on and get them off. So that's all the bolts slackened off. I've been all the way around. I'm just going to literally pull them out now. The two inside the bell housing, somebody's definitely been in here before because they weren't even tight. So yeah. And another thing as well, which I've just spotted, the eagle-eyed among you might have already noticed that I'd purchased a oil sensor for the sump. The AGU, or at least mine, being turn of 2000, it's a 2000 model, doesn't have the oil sensor needed. It's blanked off, which is cool because I don't need to think about it. But it does mean that when I install the Forge one, I do get to include that cool little disc that will go on. So that's pretty nice. Okay, I've gone round, taken all but a couple out from up here. But what I am going to just do is going to just crack this off, because just by loosening it I can see there's a little puddle of oil starting to form just there. So I'm going to get the catch this dribble, because there's probably going to be some in the pipe still, so just bear that in mind. There it goes. Ugh. There it is. Shit, it's going everywhere. Freaking hell. Why is it whenever you take something off like this, the wind blows and sends the oil freaking everywhere? Okay, to the point now. I've got all the bolts out so far, all the way around, except there is one up there which I just can't quite get out. I think it's just held in by a little bit of silicone, so I'm going to go for it anyway and start pulling this thing out. With the pickup pipe out of the way, I'm just going to give it a tap with a rubber mallet. See if I can. Ooh, there it goes. There it goes. So whole thing is off. I'm just going to leave that at the bottom for a minute. See, it's pretty well, that's as you'd expect. In there, and there is the insides. So the next job to do would be to clean off all these surfaces, get all this kind of crap off. In fact, it's coming off quite easily, but I'll get in there with a blade and give it a bit of a clean. I'm going to leave it to sit and drip for a little bit. It looks like there might be a little bit of something in that pickup, maybe. Looks like a bit of the silicone, maybe. You see that? A bit of silicone in that pickup pipe. So I am going to pull the pickup pipe off. I'm going to undo it here. I'm going to replace it for the new one that I've just got, and I'm going to change the O-ring just in case. Might as well while I'm here. Just giving it a quick inspection just to sort of see what we're looking like. It's not looking too bad actually. The surfaces are pretty clean. Loads of this crap, you know, put on. But I think the oil leak that I might have had, you can see, it's pretty oily. All around this edge here, all the way down here, which would explain the oil leak, which means that the sealant that was in there before didn't really do its job. And we do have a bit of excess on the inside. So, yeah. In fact, there's a bit there floating around. That ain't good. If that gets picked up in the oil pickup, that might explain why the oil light's been coming on. Nasty. Okay, let's take off the oil pickup. Again, it's just a 10mm bolt. I'm going to put a long arm on it just to avoid anything. There you go, it's not too tight. I think they're about 15 15 newtons, these, so they're not that tight. Okay. Whoa. I was not expecting that. Go. He's off. Oof, really long one. Wow. Oh shit. Yeah, no, all looks clean. All looks good. Yeah, these bits are all shot off here while I'm in here. Ugh, anything that shouldn't be there. Ugh. Standard blade. And literally just go around the surfaces, scraping it all off. And I think at the end I'm going to get some sort of, just a rag, and just wipe all this crap out so it doesn't go back inside the engine. I'm going to have to go and put the camera on charge because it's dead. I've got about 10% and the screen's gone dark, so I'll crack on cleaning those surfaces. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, the camera's been on charge for about half an hour. In that time, I've literally just gone around all through the surfaces and just cleaned everything up. I just need everything to be super clean, super tight for when we put the sump back on. Okay, so I'm just comparing the two side by side. It looks like it's absolutely perfect. It looks exactly the same to me. You know, all the sort of key points look exactly the same. All looks good. It's interesting to compare the two to see how they differ, you know, where the baffles are. saying that you got the sump there, oil return, and where the oil sensor would be. And then again, you've got the sump plug. Oil return, you can't see, is there. Literally, they're just there. And then the hole for the oil sensor, which I need to plug up with this fancy thing. Which looks nice little Forge logos on it. Stainless steel bolts. Should be quite cool. I did do a quick exam on the pickup as well, and it looks, to be fair, it looks fairly clean. There's barely anything in it. There's a little bit of silicone from the excess that was put on previously, but to be fair, it looks pretty clean. So I'm pretty confident that the oil issue was literally just the oil sensor. So I must have just got a dodgy one last time I'd done it. I was only done about maybe 6-8 months ago. But anyway, what I will do is I'll clean this up, because if you can see just down there, there's a little bit of like metal dust, and I certainly don't want that to go in the engine. So I'm going to give it a quick degrease while it's off, and then I'll let that dry out and I'll put that on. Okay, the sump's had about half an hour or so, just had a little break. Sump's had about half an hour or so to dry out. It's pretty much dry now. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting the gasket seal on it and going back to the car and just making sure that surface is super clean with a bit more degreaser, a bit more blue roll. Keep it nice and clean, and then once it's clean, I'm going to transfer this to it. Okay, so as I said last time, I've opted to go for the copper. The copper's got the higher 370 degree C tolerance, and it says that it's also ideally situated for turbo engines and high performance and stuff like that. So I'm going to go for this one. So it's really important when we do this that all the surfaces are super clean. Okay, and the advice is that you don't do any more than just a bead of 1 to 2 mil all the way around. Don't put too much in, because you don't want any, when it's squeezed against the bottom of the engine, against the block, you don't want any squeezing inside and then going back into the oil pickup, which is potentially what caused part of the issue in the first place. And it's super important as well, just to note that when you're offering the gasket and the sump up, that you don't actually catch it on any wires or anything like that, because you don't want the seal broken. You don't want the bead broken that you've got, because that's then a weak point that the oil will come back through. So, you know, just be careful putting it back on. So that's all tightened up now and all good. I must admit that the bolts inside the bell housing was a bit of a pain in the arse. It kept feeling like it wanted to cross thread a little bit, so I had to be super careful. But what I did end up doing is I swapped my ratchet end for, I had a really thin, where's it gone? There it is. Screwdriver type end, and the difference in thickness meant I could just get a little bit closer to the bell housing, and also there's a little bit of wobble in the end of that, so I could just line it up just about right with that. So bear it in mind for when you do the job yourself. I'm just going to connect the oil return with the new gasket. That's the next thing to go. I've just cleaned my magnetic. Oh, what's that? Just clean my magnetic sump back up. Sump plug even. Back up, nice and clean. I'm going to reinstall that now. I think I am going to put a bit of gasket seal on it as well. It does have a nice, neat little rubber O-ring, but I am going to put a bit of gasket seal on it as well, just to make sure. Not that I don't trust you, Forge. So there we go. Just a really thin bead, just to sit on top of that O-ring, just to make sure we've got a good. Then it's a 5mm hex head Allen key bolt, just to hold the plate in place. Right. I suppose the advantage to using the gasket seal is when I put this in place, I can actually squish it on and it'll hold for a second while I just line up the bolts. Like that. Definitely makes life easier. Our bell housing bolts, 3 of them, and that should be the end of the bolts down here at least, and then we need to put some oil in. It's the next day. I decided yesterday to quit while I was ahead, and I thought I'd let the gasket seal go off on the car overnight, just because there was no instructions on the, no direction on the instructions to suggest how long to actually leave it for to go off. So I thought I'll leave it overnight, and today, right now, put the oil in. I think all that's left to do now is to turn the car on, and hopefully if we've got it right we won't have any oil leaks. Oh, battery. That's good, we don't have any funny noises. It's a good start. did notice a little bit of surface oil on the car, so I've literally just jacked it up again just to double check. White round with the blue roll just to see. So I've just taken the car for a quick drive on what I would consider to be like normal sort of driving conditions. Nothing too heavy, just a quick sort of blast around the streets and whatever. It seems absolutely fine. I've just checked the oil again. Absolutely dry as a bone. So it looks like we're good. So yeah, if there's anything else you think you'd like me to do to the car, you know, to get it ready, I'm going to do some more track days in it and stuff. So anything, like I said, I do have a couple of upcoming videos, but if there's anything you'd like to see, stay in touch, subscribe, like, and yeah, and there'll be more to come. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.